Hey, Poopa Stars, it's your girl Shay Renee, and I want to welcome everybody back to my channel. Now, listen, my God, this has been a struggle. Let me tell you something. I'm getting ready, right? I'm getting ready for the day, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm tired, I'm sleepy. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go live a little later. You know, I can do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no reason for me to just rush, you know, and get up and do my politicking hour right now. You know what I'm saying? This early. And so, like, then I'm looking for my crop top. I got so many of them in black. You know what I'm saying? First of all, I got so many crop tops anyway. And I'm like, oh my God, so that's a dilemma. I'm like, how am I finna fit this full stomach? You see? Yes, this full stomach I got. Cause yeah, I got a full stomach, you see? It's not half, it's not a fraction, it's not flat, it's full. Yeah, so I'm like, that's the dilemma. So I'm like, okay. Then finally I found me a crop top. I couldn't find none. That's crazy. I like to wear them around the house so much and stuff like that. So yeah, it is what it is. I guess all of them, I don't know where they are. They somewhere, okay, in the tuck. It is what it is. They was running from me this morning though. Was looking for me a little crock top. Threw me a little crock top and some jorts on. I mean, not no jorts. These big pants. I like these big pants. I'm gonna get me some out. Mm. And shout out to that. My son ended up giving me his big pants. I don't know why. I don't even know why. You know, he buys stuff and then whatever, for whatever reason, I guess he wasn't feeling them. So he ended up giving them to me, and like I like them. You see, I sure do. I like the way they fit. I love the way they fit. Okay, but anyway, we listen, y'all. Listen, I just been telling myself I can't run myself raggedy, Miss Preston Curry. You see, I'm gonna have to get some rest. Last night I went to sleep late. Uh, yeah, and then thought I was finna get back up, right back up, and do it all over again. This is crazy. Um, dang, dang. Now hold on, cause it was something that I wanted to tell y'all. Hold on, my bad, my bad. You see, um. But yes, it was definitely something I wanted to tell y'all. It was so many things going through my mind this morning as far as the Diddy case goes. You know, it's a lot, y'all. It has been a lot. And yesterday was just even more. You know, Diddy wanted a speedy trial. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to like, yeah, see these people in court really, really quick. So it is what it is. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. I'm like, is the defense winning this right now? Because it's given. You know, it's given. Um, for real, for real. Like they did good allegedly in court yesterday, but you know, we've been going, right? We've been going. Shout out to all the boots on the ground, but like even reporting from home on this thing is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Really, 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 really crazy too. It is. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if y'all haven't already. But yeah, it's been so insightful. We've been learning so much. And like I said, me myself, I wasn't surprised that I wasn't surprised at all, y'all, that the prosecution, I mean, not the prosecution, the defense ended up taking the lead and doing good in court yesterday, okay? And I'm going to tell y'all why in just a minute. See, I want just a minute. But like, yes, you know, I've been here, there, everywhere to get the tea. And like I said, there's so many boots on the ground. And I wanted to give a shout out to this lady by the name of Elizabeth. Because Elizabeth is doing her thing, okay? She is from Law and Crime, which have been very resourceful to me during this trial, because like they've been having what's the word I'm looking for? Experts. Okay. Like for instance, they had this lady up there that was a former prosecutor, and they asked her in particular, like they were saying that, like, when these experts come in there, like as a defense attorney, like how do you handle that? Like how do you question them? And she was basically saying, I'm sorry, y'all, I got stuff in my washing machine, but it is what it is. You see, yeah, like real life, we lifing, but so I'm trying to talk loud, but then trying to talk low at the same time because I still got people sleep, you know. And like one thing about me, I have always like I'm cool with a small space. You see, like I don't need a whole lot of room, or a big house or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't listen. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But yeah, I can see why people be wanting more space now. You know what I'm saying? It's the options. You know, it's just like a whole lot of options or something like that. But anyway, back to the story. She was basically saying that with these experts, witnesses, the one she said the defense can attack two ways when you doing an expert. One of the ways that you attack an expert when you got them on the stand is you ask them how much they getting charged, how much they getting paid to be there for the day. Okay, that's one way you do it. And then another way that you can attack these type of witnesses is to say that, like, you really haven't even met this person though, right? So you coming in here, you talking about all this mental health stuff, but you ain't even never met this person, right? So like she said that I listened, I put it in my back pocket, and I'd be dang if she wasn't right. You see, that's exactly what the defense did yesterday. The only difference is they couldn't attack her really by asking her exactly what she was making for the day, because the prosecution went ahead and took that off of their plate. Yeah, they was ready, Miss Preston Curl. The prosecution already asked her that. So that's why she was like, I get paid $600 an hour. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, so you making $6,000 today. Yeah. Okay. And so then what they did was they said they said the defense ate the mental, they call them expert witnesses, which they're gonna always have those in court. You know what I'm saying? And they saying the defense ate her alive, so the defense had their day in court. Good for you, Miss Preston Curl. I mean, it just is what it is. Like, one thing about court is just like sports. Like, it's a lot like sports. People don't really get that. But, like, they be going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Like, they go hard in court. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, like Waka Flocka said, they go hard in the paint. They sure do. So, like, let's just get into what some of what had happened was, you see, in court yesterday. Which it wasn't a lot, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like this court, I feel like this case. Hey, Christopher. Good morning, Christopher. Shout out to you for jumping in my comments, and sharing your comment. Don't forget to don't forget to hit the like button. But anyway, I feel like they did their thing when they started with Cassie. You know, yeah. Does that make sense? Like, and I be wondering, like, no. I feel like that was the move. You know, sometimes I be wondering if they did that because she was pregnant, because she pregnant, and seemed like she about to have her baby. Thank you. Okay, yeah, shout out to that. Um, but yeah, I like how they came out swinging, you know, like, I don't know. Just like Cassie being the very first witness on the stand was just like, dang, I don't know, I can't explain it. Well, she wasn't even the first witness. I forgot it was a man, a male escort before her. I forgot that, but I wasn't necessarily tuned in just yet. You see, I got tuned in when Cassie got up there. Mm. Mm. Yes. So it is what it is. And it's been a funky good time ever since, you know, but court kind of slowed down a little bit yesterday, you know, but then they picked it back up towards the end. So right now they have George on the stand, okay? Well, this morning, you know what I'm saying? Come this morning. And I'm gonna have to find me some more coverage because the coverage I got is annoying, y'all. It is. The coverage I got be annoying because they want you to read what's being said in court. Nah, I need y'all to talk, you see. But then the ones that be talking, it be weird too because it's just weird, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Court is delayed. Yeah, I really rather be sitting in the courthouse. It is what it is. It seems fun. But anyway, and educational. Y'all know I told y'all I used to love court shows when I was a kid. Wanted to be a judge. Oh yes, Miss Preston Curl. Let's talk about it. You see. But anyway, um, today though they saying the Kid Cudi might come through. Yeah, like the song said, you should come through. Okay, yeah, go ahead, pull up. You see. Kid Cudi pulling up on the scene, you see, with the silly missing. Yes, he is. Yes, he is, Miss Preston Curry. He pulling up on Diddy today because Diddy got in his business, you see, back in the day. And I guess Kid Cudi was scared. I mean, I don't know. They said he was messing with Cassie. He went from messing with Cassie to getting his car blown to smithereens. So, like, doing nothing? You didn't do nothing? Cuddy, you didn't even pinch the bitch. I'm talking about Diddy. That's wow, you see. But anyway, let me tell y'all what my notes say. My notes said, that, hold on. Okay, as far as the lady, let me just tell y'all, as far as the lady goes, the expert witness that they had up there, she was the second one in court. And she was up there for a long time. We're gonna get into that. But she was a character witness. To me, she was a character witness. She was trying to speak to Diddy and Cassie's character, okay? But again, the defense tore her apart. But listen, y'all, so that's what I wrote in my notes, right? But the first person in court was Agent Gannon. Okay, and he was basically describing what he saw when they went down there and tore apart Star Island. Yeah, uh-huh. Diddy's home in Miami. Oh baby, let's talk about it. Like they his defense basically really tried to get on them. Mm, mm. About what they did and how they did when they tore up his house. It just is what it is when they raided it. They talked about what they found, and I was like, okay, the evidence was very like interesting, especially the heels. Yeah, it was the heels for me. That's the very first thing that they started showing. Well, at least when I was looking, I was like, wow, okay, that's how y'all coming. The very first thing I thought to myself was, what size is these heels? Because I'm like, let me find out Diddy be wearing them heels. And somebody know Diddy be wearing them heels, you see? Because I'm like, why are the heels in court, though? Oh, yes, Miss Preston Curl. Because one thing about court, they are very calculated. To me, they don't tell you nothing that they don't really need to tell you. right? And Diddy is rich. You see? Like rich, rich. And he got this huge closet with dressers in the middle. I mean, was it the restroom? Listen, don't give me the line because it again, it's real rich, and it's like in the middle of them, drawers full of heels, child, heels, Miss Preston Curl, mainly black, but a red pair. Mm, mm. You know, and I always think back to that one time where Diddy, not that one time, because Diddy didn't put on a wig a couple of times, but not too many. You see, not too many. He didn't give us too much. You see, he gave us just a little, just enough to work with. It is what it is. But y'all know Miss Preston Curl would throw on a wig every blue moon. You see? Yeah, he would. And free yourself, like Fantasia said. And so when I seen the heels, I'm like, so what was you doing? What was going on? You see? I'm trying to find that out. I was just trying to find that out. Yeah, it just is what it is. I was stuck on the heels for a minute. But anyway, once I got past that, cause it was. Listen, it was at least 3 to 4 pair of black ones, and then a red pair, like I said, and then a clear pair. Okay, Miss Preston Curl had heels in his closet, either his closet or his restroom. Okay, it is what it is, child. We was all up in Diddy house. I mean, it is what it is. We've been all up in Diddy business, all up in Diddy house. Um, we was, and so he had that, and then he also had so many like toys, you know, like toys and outfits almost look like, I mean, just all this type of stuff that you would get from, you know, like an adult store, you know. Y'all know my clothes didn't just stop. I'm annoyed my clothes stop, you see, because I need to put my stuff in the dryer. Oh, I'm gonna need to put my stuff in the dryer now. It is what it is. Hey, good morning. Good morning, Allie. Yeah, you know, I was thinking about that this morning. When I was thinking about this. Allie said, it's a private life. Oh yes, Miss Preston Curl, very private. They talked about how they had to bust down dramatically. You see, they had to dramatically bust down the gate to get all in. And like I said, the Diddy's lawyers, they was on their head about it a little bit. Oh, so you broke this and you broke that, Miss Preston Curl. You see, they wasn't really feeling that. They was asking them, you know, how they approached it and all of that. They talking about they went by sea and by land. I said, oh Lord, okay, they thought they was in a movie. You see, the police did about 80 to 90 agents. I said, well, was everybody an agent or y'all just had volunteers? Okay, was somebody just a volunteer? They found some cell phones. They said, and a whole lot of pills. I said, my goodness, pills and potions. This is wow. How many pills they named? You see? Oh my God. If you can think of it, Miss Preston Curl had it. You see? I mean, hit the like button. I mean, listen. So many pills, okay? It was crazy. And then they was on some that they knew Diddy wasn't gonna be home. You know, they knew that. They was asking questions about it. They was saying, did y'all know he was going out of town or whatnot, because Diddy was, you know, he was leaving. He was going out of town with his children. at the time. So they didn't make time to go run through his stuff. It is what it is. And like they found so much stuff. They found 20 some bottles of baby oil, 20 30 something of Astro God or something like that. One of the two. Between the two they found 50 things. I'm like, what is going on with Diddy? You know, most of us, whatever we lay our head, it's gonna be some food. Yeah. Shout out to that food. And I would say that with Diddy too. But whatever Diddy lay his head, it's gonna be some baby oil and Astroglide. Mm, yes. And I'm like, wait a minute. You know, the more and more I analyze this, hold on, because I got to make some points. It's some points that I feel like I just got to make. But it is what it is. Let's talk about court. Um, so they found baby oil. They found a whole lot of pills. A lot of pills. And toys. You know what I'm saying? And pal pals. Yeah. With our serial numbers and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay. Yeah, see, that's where they going with this racketeering. You know, this racketeering. All these, because I don't know what y'all thinking. I know all of y'all keep saying he a frag, he a frag, he a frag, yeah, frag alike. Yeah, he the one. Mm, he the one P.D. Pablo was talking about. That's what they saying. You see, and I mean, listen. That might be true, you see. But like everybody keeps saying, where's the crime? Where's the crime? Where's the crime? Where's the crime? Child, they is finding narcotics. You see? Yeah. Mm-hmm. It just is what it is. I mean, minty and plenty. Like it's nothing. Okay? I feel like it's not. It's our substance. Listen, the only substance that I haven't heard them finding on around Diddy is heroin. Boy, like people would say. Because they finding when I say everything, I mean everything. You see? I mean meth and all. Hard meth, purple meth, liquid meth. You see? And I'm like, what? Hold on. You know? I'm like, was Diddy grinding? Yeah. Miss Pressing Girl. At the end of the day, was you pumping? Because Diddy had too much stuff. You see, he just had too much stuff. Yeah, like that. He had too much sauce. Yeah, he did at his house. Lord, and he didn't let him run down on it. Mm. He didn't let him run down on it and get down on it. And it just is what it is. Hold on. The assistant said, hold on. Yeah, the assistant said when Diddy is going to a hotel and he's about to have a hotel stay, they gotta go get the hotel right. You know what I'm saying? They gotta go get everything that Diddy like, whatever that may be. Um, they can do it with bad boy money. You see, they be doing it with bad boy money. They bad boy credit card. Mm. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, chips, dial soap, candy, applesauce. They say, Did you like to bring applesauce to the room? Mm. People say, what's that for? Somebody said probably to put the pills in. I said, yeah. Mm. I remember we do that for the old people. People do that all the time. And I said, so that's a possibility, you see. But he said, he would like the room prepared. Baby oil, too. Don't get got to get the baby oil, you see. Yeah. Somebody said Diddy was keeping Johnsons and Johnsons around by himself. With that, I gotta agree. I gotta agree. He did. He did. Because Johnson's and Johnson's been standing a long time without me. You see? Without me. Because I can't tell you the last time I got some baby oil. And I got babies. You know what I'm saying? But baby oil is not never. It's just not my go-to. It's not one of my, you see? Um, and that man bought the hell out of some baby oil. And every time I think about it, I just be seeing Tiana Taylor. Pull up, pull up. Nah, nah, nah. Hey, hey. Her and that. I said, Diddy got to Tiana. You see, it just is what it is. He got to Miss Preston Curl. That was his idea. That was Diddy directing. I don't care what nobody say. Something. He was involved. Okay? And that's what I think, and that's what I'm sticking to it. Like, I can't unsee it. So anyway, the baby oil be everywhere, okay? It got to be, got to be. I don't care. That man didn't care. He didn't care. He didn't care. You see, if he was staying in New York hotel, the baby oil, the Astroglide. If he was staying in L.A., the baby oil, the Astroglide. You see, his room had to be advanced with this type of stuff. Now, one thing that was interesting, though, the assistant said when it comes to the baby oil and the Astroglide and the condoms, sometimes he will pay for those things and get reimbursed. You don't use those on the bad boy card. You see, yes, okay. So Miss Preston Girl, he, he had it all thought out, okay. The baby oil and the Astroglide is always purchased with cash. You see, um. So then after the assistant, then they called. So that was David. I guess that was David. And then after that, they called the doctor up. Okay, the doctor come up there. She doing her thing. It just is what it is. She doing her thing. She reaching out. She touching victims all over America. It just is what it is. Um, they basically asking her all types of stuff, you see, about what could have been in Cassie's mind when Cassie was staying, and when she was keeping on, you see, kind of like the song say. And asked her about love bombing, and she basically said love bombing is when people change. You know what I'm saying? They change on you. They change, they go strange, and then they come back with a lot of gifts and stuff, you see. Good morning, good morning, good morning, True Lies. Hey, good morning. And shout out to y'all. Don't forget to hit the like button. And subscribe if you haven't already, okay? People think it's so hard to subscribe. It's not. It's not hard to subscribe. And it's sure not hard to, and it's free. You see, it's free. A lot of people think they give you an arm and a leg when they hit that button, but they not. They just give you like a little shout out. You know what I'm saying? And something that's saying like I like you. You see? Yeah, I'm rocking with you. So shout out to that. Uh, I know that's right, Christopher. Christopher said, thank you for doing what you do for us. Shout out to that. You see? I appreciate that. Y'all know y'all girl is here, there, everywhere to get the tea. So anyway, the doctor is on stand and she working it. Yeah, she working it. Because people in the courtroom, shout out to Armand Wiggins, y'all know it's boots on the ground. Um, they telling us, that like she in there laying it on thick, yeah, like peanut butter. And so she coming out with it. She was working it out in court. And she was talking about how a lot of victims will use coping mechanisms. A lot of people that has dealt with abuse, So that she just explaining how sometimes people mind work when they just don't leave right away. They use this witness, okay? They use the hell out of this witness to tell us why Cassie will stay. And I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Because the defense, once it was daytime, they had their way. Yeah, they had their way with what was her name? Dr. Hughes Hughes. Mm. They had their way with her head. You see, yeah, like an umbrella. Yeah. They was basically saying you they couldn't say you paid to be here because the prosecution already did that, like I said. But they was like, yeah, you're paid to be here. She was a clinical psychologist. You're a clinical psychologist, but you ain't never met Cassie. They rolled her ass. Seriously, for real, they did. Until the horses came home. Mm. um and they was just on her head about how she's an expert witness, and she came in here talking a whole lot of blah blah blah, basically, and a lot of generalization stuff, because you don't know Cassie, you don't know Diddy, but you didn't met up with the prosecutors. You had time to get to know these people, but you didn't. You see, and the thing and the same shit you saying today, you gonna go say tomorrow, because now you an expert witness. Ain't that what you do? That what you do? What you do for a living, right? Yeah. Mm. You used to work with victims in the past, but you're not working with victims today. Currently, is you, Miss Preston Curl? You see, like, yeah, they allegedly had a time. You see, with Miss Hughes, it just is what it is. Mm, they said you come in here talking all of that. Uh, I can't think of the word. Ooh, Lord, I was gonna say internalized jargon. You see, like they was really, like really, you know what I'm saying, gunning for her. But you know what? Y'all know what I said? I said good for the defense. You know what I'm saying? Good for them. Finally. You know what I'm saying? Because they had to sit back and bite their tongue with Cassie. They had to sit back and bite their tongue with her mama. You know what I'm saying? They didn't even ask her mama a thing. They didn't want that smoke at all. You see? Um, because one thing about court is about appearance. Sometimes it's just about the way you can make things look. Okay? And word on the curb is the defense looked good, you know what I'm saying, yesterday in court. Because they took the witness basically from the prosecution. At first, the whole court was like, okay, well, that explains it. Ah, that's right. That could have some truth to it. You know what I'm saying? She even had Dawn looking good. Yeah, Miss Preston Girl was up there doing her thing. After she explained all the stuff that like people go through when they dealing with trauma and abuse. Like one of the things she said is sometimes people will be like, oh, he had a bad day. He had a bad day at work. You know, he going through a lot. He's stressed out. You know, um, just all the type of things. That plays in people's mind. And then she talked about how like when you get when people putting their hands on you, You don't really want to experience that. So most people will kind of like coward, you know, like Cassie would do, curl up, you know what I'm saying, until it's over, you know, or some people will fight back, you know, but she just was speaking about like how people minds, speaking to how people minds work. But, you know, the defense kind of hijacked her testimony, you know what I'm saying? By saying like, but you don't know Cassie, so you can't say that. You know, you just coming in here with this generalized information, you know. Um, but you never talk to Cassie, you know. So it is what it is. But to me, man, all they did was made themselves look good in front of the jurors and Diddy, you know. But like I said, I had already heard somebody say that it's their job to do experts like that. They're gonna do experts like that. They're gonna attack the fact that they have not met anybody in this situation. You know what I'm saying? You just you you're going off of kind of like statistics and studies and other people that you met, but not necessarily these people in this courtroom today. You see? And so like, yeah, they was on her head. It is what it is. And then truth be told, I feel like she ended up being in court. Y'all make sure I hit the like button. All of these people, all of y'all up in, y'all ain't hit the like button. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. It just is what it is. And I appreciate that too. But like, yeah, um, I forgot what I was telling y'all. Yeah, like they was on her head though. I mean, it just is what it is. But like, that's what they're gonna do. The expert witnesses, that's what they're gonna do, you know. But them people, child, them people don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. In fact, like they was so much in this lady business that they found out that she teaches classes to be an expert witness. So shout out to that. I said, Lord, her name is what again? You see? Because, like, yeah, I might not be a psychologist and I might not be clinically certified, you see? But I'm damn sure I feel like I'm eligible to be a witness. You see? Yes, Lord. Okay. Yes, Lord. Like she said when she first started, she be here, there, and everywhere. Like your girl Shay Renee. She do. They use her. Okay? In the courthouse. In fact, I think I heard something about her having some type of I think she worked in R. Kelly's case and that Johnny Depp stuff. So like, yeah, Miss Preston Carroll, she get her coin. She don't care. She don't care what Diddy Team was talking about. And again, like I said, for Diddy Team, it was fine. It was good that they finally got some type of win, you know, because everybody else, you know, everybody else like, nah, they coming up in there, you know, with it. Hold on, y'all, because I got to get on with my day. Hold on 1 second. Let me put my stuff in the dryer. Period. Y'all got to hold on. Okay? They ain't gonna take me long. In the dryer, towels. Ready. Your trial is taking all of my energy. Yeah. So, I mean, listen, of course Miss Preston Curl was gonna get done like that though. You see? Of course she was. Um, because child, listen, they ended up having her up there longer than they had to. Okay? Mm, they did. You know what I'm saying? Truth be told, because um so right when the defense was questioning her, right, the judge ended up saying, like, you doing a lot. You see, the defense. And he was like, basically like, take a break. Okay, it just is what it is. You take a break. Y'all take a break. Y'all go ahead and call in George. You see? And George, who is Diddy's old assistant, um, he comes in. And George is like, I'm pleading the fifth. I'm pleading the fifth. And they like, so you're not gonna testify? And George was like, no, Miss Preston Curl, you see. I want to put in my fifth amendment because I don't want to tell y'all shit today. You see? Yeah. Uh, he did. He came up in there with that. And so they like, listen, y'all give George Sherry said, hey, good morning, Sherry. Hi. I appreciate you for jumping in my comments. Don't forget to hit the like button, okay? Don't you forget to hit that like button. No, yeah, no, I didn't say Diddy won, but they were saying Diddy's defense had a good day in court yesterday. I mean, which is gonna happen though. It's gonna happen. Y'all gotta understand, like, this is a slug fest. You see, they going back and forth. Hold on, another way. Okay, and so he comes up in court and he like, I'm not talking to y'all about nothing. Uh, Prince. Prince. Is that right? Uh, Prince. Who is Prince? Child, cause they say Diddy got about 50, 11 lawyers in there. Nah, for real. They say Diddy has 10 lawyers. That's crazy. 10 lawyers. They saying they're like, if he if he beats this, mm, kind of like they say, no, I ain't gonna say that. But if he beats this, y'all, that's crazy. First of all, if he beats this, that's gonna be bigger than OJ. That's gonna be the next biggest case after OJ. You see, for real. But I'm gonna say it like this: if he beats this, to me, it's because of his team of lawyers. It just is what it is. Like, y'all know he got Brian Steele on his team. Prince gave evidence from what? Come on, Sherry. Sherry said Prince. Sherry said, what? Sherry spilling. At what point? Because I was tuned in. I didn't hear that. I did not hear that. What did I hear though? What did I hear though? I heard that dang, I forgot. It's somebody that they don't want to testify. It was somebody that oh yeah, that was the mama. The defense did not want us to hear about that extortion. They did not want us to hear about that extortion. It's crazy. Prince has a vault full of evidence on many. Dang, what? Y'all better hit the like button. That's crazy. Prince was a right fighter. Yeah, yeah, he was. He was. Child, damn it, he was. Y'all know Prince did not like Quincy Jones, okay? But anyway, the witness, he used to work for Diddy. He comes in there like, I don't want to talk to y'all. You see, I don't want to be here. And so then the prosecution is like, um, give him his immunity. You know what I'm saying? Judge, I was trying to think of the judge name. I can't even think of the judge name. Matter of fact, I'm going to have to get his name and all of that because y'all know I like to be actual and factual, you see. Like TLC said. So anyway, he was like, can you give him immunity? And the judge was like, here, have you read this? I guess the witness was like, no. He was like, read it before you sign it. You see? So, I said, now why they hadn't did that already though? Because I told y'all, the former prosecutor that Law and Crime been putting us on, shout out to Miss Preston Curl. She know her stuff, you see. She was saying that a lot of people, okay, in Diddy case, a lot of people in Diddy case will have immunity, okay? It just is what it is. A lot of them will have immunity because a lot of them are part of the enterprise, you see? Yeah, they part of the thing that make everything go round. Just like R. Kelly had people around him, the handlers, you know, the people that be under the radar. See, I didn't realize this, but it's a whole, like, kind of like that lady sung about it, but I don't know the song like that. But when she was saying a whole new world, you see, it is. Yeah, Miss Preston Girl. It's a whole new world out there when you talking about the industry. Like, I don't even, some of them people, like some of them people, you just don't be knowing how they got their start, you know? Or like, man, I can't explain it. But it's like, they be having the weirdest jobs. And it's like, how did you get it? How did you get a job working for Diddy? For real. Like, let's sit and talk about that for a second, Miss Preston Curl. How, like, what? You know, like, what website is y'all even applying on to work for Diddy? To go work for Diddy and meet his dope dealer. Yeah. And pick up the shit, you see, and be with the shits. And like, yeah, you know, get scripts in your name and yeah, drop them off. Like, it is just so, like, I don't be knowing where they get them people from. It just is what it is. Like, it's so many too. It's so many. Like, oh, I can't think of that lady name. But y'all remember it was a YT lady. Y'all remember it was a YT lady that was around Kanye West for a very split second. And she said Kanye had her around trying to make Kim jealous. Remember? He was dressing her and all that. Then later on, come to find out after Kanye tossed her to the side, yeah, after she was fried, died, and tossed to the side, she did an interview from her apartment in New York. I cannot think of that lady's name. Somebody drop her name in the comments if you remember. Dwayne say you gotta be in the industry. Diddy hurt many and took more than one life. Allegedly. That's what Sherry said. What industry? Dwayne? Entertainment? Because like, yeah. Like they find some of the weird but back to her real quick. Because I cannot think of her name. But I'm like, where the hell Kanye find her? And so, like, I forgot, but she explaining the story about like how Kanye wanted her around, how Kanye wanted to make Kim jealous, how Kanye was dressing her, and she in her apartment in New York. She talking about how much the rent is. She talking about having rats and roaches and how they help each other out. And I'm like, just how did you get with Kanye, bitch? You see? Like, it be so crazy to me. And even like that one man, y'all remember that one man that was looking crazy for a little while, that black man? He was saying that he was R. Kelly's crisis manager. How did you become a crisis manager? And like the handlers, how do they become handlers? Like, it just, listen, it's a whole different world, y'all, for real, for real. Like, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I got to, you see, because y'all know I'm gonna do that. I got to keep it real. Even the YT people that Diddy had around him, though, they just look like YT people, you know. Um, if that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what he looked like. He looked like they be looking. You know what I'm saying? To me, when they fly under the radar, when they have positions that the average person probably don't want. You know what I'm saying? It's like, to me, it's like a dark side, if that makes sense. Like, have y'all ever heard of the dark WEDEB? I feel like it's a whole, you know, they're chosen because they do as they're told, and that's how they become handlers. They're all in. That might have some truth to it. Period. Because that's what it be seeming like. You see? Um, yeah. Because the man was like, the more Diddy trusted me, the more he had me with him, you know. But another thing, though, that I can say about these people, too, because like I said, um, like they wasn't getting paid that much, you know. They work really hard, according to them, and I know they do. They was working hard for Diddy, and they wasn't getting paid that much. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's the flip side. You know, again, because one thing about these people with money, I do feel like they like use that as like let me give y'all an example. It's like, okay, for instance, remember when Glorilla wanted to pay her assistant? What she wanted to pay her assistant, like $500 a day, or like it was something crazy cheap. You see, but I feel like Glorilla felt like that was okay to do. Hey, baby. Good morning. I felt like Gorilla felt like that was okay to do. I think she felt like she could get away with that because at the end of the day, I think Glorilla was like, but I'm introducing you to a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? That I think that like, so like, yeah, you're getting paid like a normal person, but you're not living like a normal person. You know what I'm saying? You're not eating like a normal person. You know, you're taking extravagant trips. Um, you know, you like, I hate to say it, but you fucking with the best. You see? Yeah. It's like that. You see? Like, yeah, it's like that with me. I imagine like they be having that type of attitude. I mean, especially somebody like Puff. You see? Like the assistant said that Puff once sent him out for a liter of water, and he came back with a 2 liter, and he told him no. You know what I'm saying? So to me, they was underpaid though. To me, he was underpaid. He was making 100 and something thousand, a year, 100 bands a year to get ran raggedy. It just is what it is. He was ran raggedy, and at the end of the day, he did sign the immunity agreement. My bad, child. Um, and like I said, the prosecutor said a lot of people gonna be getting those, okay? Cause you either flip or you go to jail with Diddy. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I saw one of Diddy's securities. He was speaking out and he was saying something. Now it's starting to all make sense now. I don't remember what he said because it just wasn't important at the time. Or, like, I didn't understand. You know, like, I just didn't piece it together. But now it makes plenty of sense. He's annoyed. You know what I'm saying? He basically annoyed that Diddy didn't got caught up, and now you got us caught up in your shit. You see? Um, and so like, yeah, he got the immunity, and then he got up there and started talking. And so far, all he said was like the type of stuff that he had to do for Diddy. You know what I'm saying? And so far, all he be having to do is um well, lots of stuff, you know what I'm saying? But he said he be having a whole Diddy bag, get Diddy bags together. You know what I'm saying? And like once the bag is together, wherever hotel Diddy gonna stay in, he unpacks that bag. Make the hotel nice and comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Everything that's supposed to be at the hotel is at the hotel, okay? And then he also spoke on how, I told y'all, you know what I'm saying? Diddy didn't send him to go, yeah, holler at the plug. Oh, yes, Miss Preston Curl. You and the car service, y'all run down on one shop. I said, oh, Lord. Now, they keep talking about One Stop. I mean, his name is One Stop. Because he a one-stop shop. He got it all. Child, it's a mess. You see, it's... I'm like, now, we know One Stop getting immunity. You see? He gonna have immunity. A lot of these people is because they are... uh essentially they snitches, you know. It just is what it is because they played a part. They played their part, and like that's where they getting Diddy at, you know what I'm saying? But hold on, because I'm supposed to be telling y'all about court, but I keep trying to make my points too, and that's why I be bumping heads here with y'all. uh so he ended up um yeah. I said, so that's why the last assistant was up there getting all choked up on the stand and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They all was facing prison. It's either tell us what you know or go down. Because these is the feds, you know, and they done their homework on a lot of stuff anyway. So anyway, the hotel rooms be in a alias name. And I don't remember how the hotel rooms get paid for. Are they being paid for? They probably are. They probably being paid for under the alias name. But who is the alias? The alias has to be recognized um by Bad Boy, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So again, that's why they getting them with the enterprise. See, this is the thing. This is the thing. This is what I think happened with Diddy. I think a lot of people keep saying Diddy was a freak. Diddy was a freak. No, ain't no crime in that. He was just a freak. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want him to let the freak out. You see? Cause they say that's all there was. But at the end of the day, I think Diddy mixed that's not funny. Pleasure with business. And you can't do that. You see, you just can't do that. Mm, mm. Yes, Miss Preston Curl. I think some kind of way he got his business. See, which is Bad Boy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever his company is, you know what I'm saying? The assistant said, you know, them corporate dollars was coming from. I think he was mixing that in, making it pay for his leisure and stuff like that. You know, it just is what it is. Like, I'm not the expert here. I'm not the feds. They take care of all of that. You see? And I feel like just like some dominoes, they've been lining Diddy ass up. It just is what it is, and now they got him in court. You know, now they got him in court. And a lot of people keep saying this ain't this and that ain't that. But I'll tell you one thing, they still got a lot of court to go. At least a month. Coffee Al. Hey, Coffee Al. Good morning to you. Shout out to you for jumping in the comments too. Make sure you hit the like button, okay? And don't forget to subscribe. Coffee Al said by the assistant pays under Mr. Black. The assistant was paying under the alias. Yeah, but he wasn't paying out of pocket. He said the only thing he would really have to pay out of pocket for and being reimbursed for was baby oil and Astroglide. But anyway, the point that I want to make is, y'all, because I got to get out of here, the truth be told. And, like, I don't know, maybe I don't be having enough time to spend with y'all. And maybe later on when I come back, because y'all know I come back and I just talk regular stuff. Like later on, I know I want to talk the Glorilla and the Megan Thee Stallion thing. But maybe later on when I come back, I'm, you know, try to drive home a couple of more points about Diddy. Because the truth of the matter is, I think Diddy, he didn't know how to separate himself, if that makes sense. And I think that's probably where the police have him at on charges. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they gonna stick, if he gonna actually go to jail, you know, that's just still to be seen. But I think he mixed a lot of his personal and business stuff. And that's probably what happened with him. You know, like for instance, even with the Cassie thing. Cassie was an employee. She was an employee, essentially. How the hell you doing all of this with your employee? You know what I'm saying? It shows power. You know what I'm saying? It speaks to you having power, you know, over people. It's just crazy. And it's sad too. It's really, really sad to think about because I feel like in my hearts of all hearts, I feel like Diddy at some point, you know what I'm saying, he lost his way. He became an addict. You know what I'm saying? Seemingly. At some point, he became an addict. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Because, like, let's be real, man. We are talking about Diddy. And I feel like Diddy business has slowed down a lot, if that makes sense. You know? So Diddy was just somewhere just fucking. I mean, it is what it is. And watching other people do it too. Okay? Like, that's really what this man liked to do with his time. And it's sad that, like, how into that he was, if that makes sense. And honestly, I think that makes Cassie sad for him as well. You know what I'm saying? Because I started thinking, y'all, I started doing the math, Miss Presser Curl. Diddy and Cassie have been broken up for, I think like 18 years. Diddy has been doing drugs for that same amount of time. Cassie spoke about, that's for real. Cassie and Diddy was like Bobby and Whitney. You know what I'm saying? Just outside of the characters, though. I just mean like the getting high part. You know what I'm saying? Them people was like really strung out. They was. And now she didn't left him behind. It's been 7 years since she been gone, but and that's not that long. It's really not. But like when you add it all up though, he continued, you know? And like that's another thing. I think Diddy and Cassie met each other in 2007. So, like, probably by 2010, 2011 for sure, because them escorts been talking about 2011. Diddy was already doing freak house. Diddy been doing freak house for at least almost 15 years. It's like, you're not tired yet. You haven't found you nothing else to do. You're like, that's sad. You know what I'm saying? That's sad. That like ultimately he couldn't get a grip on his shit. You know? And mm, I know the kids is somewhere like throw down the wallet. You see? Like, baby, don't let us all suffer. You see? I know the kids is like, you big dummy. They getting their red fox on, you know? Cause like this man then led addictions to whatever. The S word, drug, just run his business down in the ground. Single-handedly. That is crazy to me. I said, Lord, you do the math. You see? And now it's just up to the prosecution to prove that, like, he was, like, a crime boss. It is what it is. Like, yeah. At the end of the day, they treating Diddy just like he Frank Lucas or something like that. Hey, y'all. Hey. Hey, shout out to you for dropping in my comments. Yes, good morning. Good morning to you. Yeah, they treating him just like Frank Lucas or somebody. And I love the hell out of American guys. So it is what it is. I'm like, that's how they looking at him. And we ain't even know. Like they said on the song, you ain't even know it. We ain't even know it. Child. Oh, okay. You gonna do your thing. Shout out to it. You got this. Bow and the ribbon. It's wrapped up. It's already yours. Child, we didn't even know it. You see? So the feds got Diddy picture in the middle with all these people around, child. Talking about his organized crime. Mm. Child, this man was a crime boss. And it's just the stuff that he was doing that was weird. And let me just tell y'all this before I wrap it up. I gotta go. I do, for real, I do. Those was my points that I wanted to make. How long this man been doing this, the freak house, that's a long time. Not to mention they were saying it when he got caught. Because I think Diddy knew the week. I'm not sure Diddy knew the day he was going to jail. They told him something, but they didn't tell him everything. Y'all know how the lies do. And so, like, they saying when they call him, they think Diddy was he was like, they try to say they think he was going to do his last freak off. Which they don't know that to be true, though. They just said because he had the stuff that he always have. You know what I'm saying? During the freak out. Which going to be some guap. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know he got that guap on him. He had that. About a good 10 bands. We know he don't pay the people nothing but 2. So that's possible. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all know wherever he go, the baby oil got to ride. You see? Yeah, it's going to have to ride. So like they said, I just wanted to draw that home. Like I wanted it to sit with my audience. Like this man really been doing this stuff for a long, long time, and that's why I said I don't think Cassie was. I do not think Cassie was jealous of Carisha. I don't. Miss Crazy Girl. I don't. Because at the end of the day, Carisha wasn't getting nothing but the same treatment. Piss. You see? And maybe a little bit of money. I mean, it just is what it is. Maybe he had introduced paying the girls. I mean, somebody said they did. Somebody said he did, though. That's true. I forgot somebody said he did step his game up. And he be paying the girls. But I don't know how true that is. Paying them like he was paying Cassie? Because Cassie had it all paid expenses, too. She had an apartment. She had a car. When you don't do what I like, when you don't do what I say, I take back the apartment, I take back the car. You see? Hey, Dynasty. Shout out to you for jumping in my comments. Good morning. Don't forget to hit the like button. And subscribe if you haven't already. Shout out to that. But yeah, I just want to make that point. So this man been freak nasty wanting to know. You see, for a very long time. That's that. The freak outs, a long time. The drugs, a long time. Almost 20 years of abuse, I feel like. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Diddy been doing so much stuff out of his mind. You know what I'm saying? Just out of his mind. But at the end of the day, I also think that he made it normal for himself. He made some type of it's a routine. You know what I'm saying? It was a routine for him. And he just got too heavily into it. And it's crazy. It's crazy. Because Miss Preston Curl then drove his brand in the ground. He done ran his brand in the ground. Just being nasty. And then this is the last thing I wanted to tell y'all before I get out of here, because I really, really, really do gotta go. Y'all, the way my memory be working. Hold on. The sex trafficking, the S trafficking. I saw somewhere where somebody said all Diddy had to do was transport them and he'd be in trouble. Y'all remember I was trying to figure it out. I was like, well, maybe if, when he was staying in California, if he called people from California, you can't be flying people out. Well, you can't provide them transportation. They got to walk to you. They got to get that themselves. I see you when I get there. Yeah. See you when I get there. I see you when I get there. You see? Yeah, Miss Preston Curl, they had to. This is crazy. You see? It just is what it is. And at the end of the day, they got Diddy on some organized crime type stuff. Yeah, Miss Preston Curl, that's what they felt like you was doing. You was organizing crime and you was barking orders. You see? Take this, do that, meet him, go to her. Fuck him. Fuck her. You see? And at the end of the day, them people said he just couldn't do that. Yeah, he just couldn't do that. You might be used to running shit, but you doing too much. You see? Yeah, you doing too much. The law said you might run all of this. Miss Preston Girl, you see? But you ain't gonna be able to run all of that. The police say you just ain't gonna be able to run all of that, you see? So I do feel like in my heart, some way, Diddy got confused. You see, it is what it is. He got confused. And in just a few more minutes, court is about to be in session and they gonna be, hold on. You know, court about to be in session and yeah. They about to, keep touching on, his confused ass state of mind. It just is what it is, child. And at the end of the day, them people gonna have to fight. You know what I'm saying? I feel like both sides got the fight of their life because Diddy got that bread. You know what I'm saying? He's sitting over there without that Uchi Walla Walla. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Um, you know, but at the end of the day, it's still gonna be left and seen, left to be seen and heard, child. I mean, seen and heard. How much of that he gonna have? How much of that Uchi Bala Wala, Uchi Bang Bang is he finna really walk away with though? With 10 attorneys, Diddy is an addict. Somebody said with money and power, and he is the G word. Typically, he found what he liked. He stuck with Cassie because she became an addict as well. Look like Biggie and Small. Hey, Dirty J. Have a good day. Shout out to you. You know, I just be having to get him show. Yeah, y'all. I listen. Y'all all need love. You see, like LL Cool J said. I know, and I don't pay no attention to it. You see, cause I'm that. You know, I'm that. And so you will never be able to make me feel like this. You see, Miss Preston Curl. But I want you to have a good day. Anyway. You made a good point. Queen Catrice, shout out to you for jumping in my comments with your comment. I appreciate that. Like, yeah. Yeah. It's crazy too. Yeah. Seemingly to your point. To your point, I feel like Diddy do like beards, if that makes sense. I feel like Diddy like beards too. You know, he possibly like beards and men, you know. But one thing about Diddy, you don't think he's bi? I think he's bi. You know, I think he's bi. I would at least give him bi. You know what I'm saying? Cause you know, real gay men, they be like, oochie coochie, nah nah nah. You know what I'm saying? A real gay man really don't be wanting no coochie. It just is what it is. They don't be wanting no coochie. They don't want your oochie coochie la la la. Period. You see, Miss Pressica? So I don't know. I don't know though. It's just, like, listen, I feel like Cassie got those answers. I feel like Cassie got the answers. Cassie know that man for real. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Cassie know. She do. She know. Miss Preston Curl know. It is what it is. Shout out to her and everything. You know what I'm saying? Just whatever, you know, all the good that she got coming to her, because it is what it is. Like, Cassie had to endure a lot, you know what I'm saying? For real. All because I feel like Diddy is so gun-ho on hiding specific truths, you know, like some of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Some of the stuff that he just like to do, some of the stuff he into. But anyway, y'all, I gotta go. It is what it is. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody who came through. Okay, I love you all. I appreciate you all. And I especially love y'all for loving me. I'll see y'all on my next video, okay? Bye.